Hey guys, I'm Pete. I probably met you here and there somewhere around, probably at Hotline School because you guys are down south, so I don't see you too often up here. But if you haven't, I'm Peter Reed. I'm the program manager up here in Sandy for the line worker training programs, which includes the line worker apprenticeship. Um, HR has changed our requirements for new hires a little bit, so I kind of want to go through what you guys have to do, and they're being real careful when they review the paperwork. So we need to make sure we do it right, just to make it a little easier on you guys. So I don't want to have you spend a lot of time on this whole thing and have to go back and forth. So let me start off with the orientation. Okay, so the first thing you need to do after you filled out your application, and when you fill out your application, print it and sign the last page. If you haven't already, you can go back to it. If you have problems with it, just let me know. But the first thing you want to do is you want to go to slcc.edu/new employee, and that'll take you here. And if for some reason you can't get there, you can always go to slcc.edu, go to my SLCC, and go to staff, go to human resources, and then over here you've got new employee orientation. Sometimes they make changes to the website, and that first address I give you isn't going to be correct, but you'll be able to get there that way. So yeah, give you technical requirements, blah blah. You want to go down to enter orientation. Now this first page just tells you how to navigate, stuff like that. You guys are going to be non-benefit eligible part-time staff. That'll be important a little bit later as we go through the orientation. One of the first things I want you to do is make sure you print this new employee orientation checklist. Just click right here. It'll bring it up, and you can print that out. You're going to need to fill in this stuff. Make sure you put in your name. You probably don't know what your banner ID is, or your S number is. If you do, put it in there. Don't bother filling that out, or that, or that, or that. I'll fill in the rest. But really, I want you to print this out now so you can catch all these things that you'll see in orientation. Because typically, if you worked up here, you would just come in and I would talk about all these things. But because you're down there, this orientation is going to do that kind of same purpose. So these will be all the things that the orientation is going to talk about and discuss for you. And then at the end, you're going to sign and date that, and that's going to be one of the things that you're going to have to send back to me. Make sure you use a blue pen for all this stuff. HR is very particular with that for some unknown reason. But they like blue pen, and they have to be original, so you have to actually mail me the originals. So once you get that printed out, excuse me, we're going to click next. And there's going to be some miscellaneous information there that we're not really, at least I'm not so concerned about right now. Blah, blah, yeah. You read that stuff on your own time. I'm not going to talk about it here, but get down. Okay, there's campuses. Of course, you guys don't work on any of our campuses because you guys are down in St. George. Now we get to employment forms. Now you're going to want to print out each one of these, and you're going to want to fill them out. The first one is the I-9. That's just the basic form that says, okay, you're somebody who's legally authorized to work in the United States. You're going to scroll down here, and you're going to print this out because you got to fill it out. But you need to fill in all this stuff. Make sure you fill in everything. Make sure your birth date is in this format, month, day, year. All this stuff. And then you're going to sign and date. Make sure that date is the date you're signing it and not your birth date. For some reason, not just my line worker apprentice instructors, but people in general, when they fill this out, they tend to put in their birth date again for some reason. But make sure you put in the current date and time. And then you can stop there, unless of course you have somebody else fill this out. Then they'll fill out that part. And that's all you need to do for the I-9. Again, excuse me, make sure you use a blue pen, and I'm going to need that original. The next one is the condition of employment form. Now this one, basically just says, hey, I'm acknowledging that I'm going to have to take some training, and it's all online training. It's really easy. It's probably like 3 hours total of training every year, and we pay you for that training time at I want to say 22 an hour. It's not your normal pay rate, but we still at least have a way to pay you for that training time. Print your name, sign it, date it, put your social security number down here. Again, use blue ink, and I'm going to need that original. Ethical duties. Now this one's a little more awkward and I think needs some explanation. This is just a form that says, hey, I work for a utility that belongs to IPSA and I work for Salt Lake Community College. I'm not going to have a conflict of interest. So you don't need to fill out any of this stuff at the top. I'll take care of that. But down here, just list the municipality or the utility you work for and the position you have, most likely journeyman lineman, and date, print your name, sign it. Don't have to put in your employee ID because you don't have it yet, most likely. And that's that one. And then, of course, your W-4, because they need to know how much taxes you want them to take out. And that's all that stuff. Alright, now for some information. We all want to know when we're going to get paid. The school pays on the 7th and the 22nd of every month, unless of course it falls on a weekend, and then it changes. You can actually click on this right here to find out exactly when things are, or you can just ask me. That's probably easier. How do I record my time? Now for you guys, because A, you're in St. George, and B, it's the way I do this with everybody, you need to just record the hours you work every time you teach, and then every 2 weeks I'll send out an email with a small little spreadsheet. I'll typically send it out on the first and last day of every month, or no, the first and the 15th of every month, or the last day of the month and the 15th of the month, somewhere around there. But twice a week, or twice a month, and you'll just have to fill that out. And that's how you report your time. How do you get paid? Direct deposit. Everybody's going to have to fill out direct deposit. Make sure you click on the direct deposit form, fill all that out, and again, use blue ink. I need the original, and make sure you include a voided check. My printer decided to do something. I'm not sure. So we'll stop here and wait for the noise to stop. Alright, now that my printer's done making random noises, we got the direct deposit form. We'll click on the next button. Some basic policies for Salt Lake Community College. And you know, some of this stuff will be covered in your training that you'll see later too online. All that stuff, you can read it. I'm not going to talk about it now. Oh, one thing to mention. You can only report time that is worked during the regular semester schedule. Like for this summer semester, ends May 5th. I can't take any time reported after May 5th. You guys don't get overtime pay. I'll let you know about any specific holidays that the school has where we're not working. We don't take spring break or anything like that. But yeah, I don't need to go over what to wear. You guys can read all that stuff yourself. Keys. Now you guys work down in St. George, so you don't need any of the keys for the stuff that's up here. So that's an easy one. This stuff you can read. You can get a one card if you need, but you need to go to one of the offices up here. I don't really see a benefit for any of you guys, but if you ever want it for some reason, let me know, and I'll help you out. Keep going. Okay. Now here, you guys are part-time employees, so we're gonna look at you're gonna want to look at the part-time benefits. There's some benefits and stuff. Probably a lot of stuff that's not really going to help you guys out too much, since how you're down in St. George. But there is some other stuff there. Once you go through that, just hit back, and then we want to continue right here. Like I said, there's going to be required training. It's about 3 hours worth of training altogether, and you get paid at 22 an hour for it. It's when I need you to do it, I'll let you know specifically. It's not like I'm going to tell you have to have it done by tomorrow, but I'll give you a good amount of time to get it done, and I'll pay you up to like 3 hours to get it all done. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And that's the end of that. So make sure you go through all that stuff, but make sure you've got your I-9, you got your W-4, your direct deposit with your voided check, that conditions of employment, that new employee checklist that we looked at the very beginning, and this guide isn't really something you need to print out or anything, or even really, to be honest, to even look at, but it's there if you want to see it. That ethical duties one that we looked at before. Also, make sure you give me a copy of your Social Security card, front and back of your driver's license, and a copy of your journeyman cert to go along with all this stuff. And I think that is everything. So what I'll have you guys do is fill out all this stuff. Some of you already have some of these forms. Again, make sure you've gone over and printed out your application and signed the very last page in blue ink. You filled out all these other forms, and I've got your Social Security card, driver's license, and journeyman cert. Put that all together in one packet, and I'll have everybody give their stuff to Ryan so we can send them all here all at the same time. Unless, of course, you just want to send it to me directly, then that's fine. And I'll put my address down here so you can see it, and as well as all my contact information. Feel free to contact me anytime. You can call me, you can text me, you can send a carrier pigeon, you can email, any way you want. I can't always guarantee I can get right back to you, but contact me however you need to with whatever questions you have. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.